According to the Federal Reserve, job creation is near zero. And if AI keeps marching, it will go into negative territory.
Let's talk about AI, artificial intelligence. The goal is to replace us in the workforce and beyond. You saw the article caption at the beginning of this video where Elon Musk is converting part of the capacity of his gigafactory in California, and he is ceasing production of 2 of his Tesla models, and he is going to convert that part of that factory to producing a humanoid form robot that he already has in production called Optimus. He said he is going to produce 1 million units of that robot per year. And you may think, why do you need to produce 1 million units of a humanoid form robot? Well, here's what's going on. Replacing us has always been the goal as far as labor. And unlike the Jetson cartoon, if you're old enough to remember that, if you're not, go on YouTube or something and look at some of those episodes. In the Jetsons, the individual, like me, owned the robot. The robot went to work at whatever job it was that that individual was doing and did the work for the person. And the paycheck still came back to the person that owned the robot. That's not how it works in real life. In real life, the company owns the robot, just like in the factory where they eliminate jobs on the production line and they have these automated units doing the job, putting the tire on the vehicle, tightening the bolts and so on and so forth, all the way down the production line. And every time they automated something, the people disappeared. They were no longer needed to do that job. So even though the production went up at the factory, the number of employees at the factory went down. But they only could get to certain levels of jobs that they could do with these industrial automated robots. Now they want to get to humanoid form robots that can be a little more articulate, do more detailed work, and get rid of people doing those jobs. So at some point, we're going to get to a negative job growth situation where Jerome Powell in his report said we had a 0 job growth. That number is going to hit the reverse button and we're going to go negative. So Musk is like the test kitchen of trying to perfect this. Take jobs that the elites describe as repetitive, boring, blah, blah, blah. Translation, something we can automate and get rid of the person, get rid of their salary, get rid of their pension, get rid of their health insurance requirements. That's how you justify displacing people. I've been in the business of displacing people when you go into, print shops or mail rooms and all that, and you displace all these people that are sorting mail and putting them in different bins and everything, and you put in an automated system to do that, a system that will print, fold, seal the envelope, and get that piece of mail ready to go out. And then you add up all the salaries, the benefits, everything else of the people that are being displaced, and you justify purchasing or leasing that piece of equipment and all the automation, and boom, it's called return on investment. How many years does it take to justify paying for that piece of equipment due to the displacement of the people that used to work there? It's been going on for decades. In my lifetime, you've seen jobs eliminated, like telephone operator, right? You used to dial 0. I'm trying to find this number. You don't do that anymore. You used to walk into office buildings and there's a reception desk. There's a person sitting there. In the past, they were sitting there oh, I need to talk to Mr. So-and-so, they would actually plug in the line to that person's extension. Then over time, that became automated. This is just going to the next step of automation. Now, when you start getting rid of the people that the automation couldn't do that job because maybe you had to reach around a corner, connect this, go up under something, connect something, the big industrial robot couldn't do it. But a human form, articulated robot that can actually bend, has a wrist tight function, could get in there and do it, they can replace that person over time because everything is going to be designed, including the product they're working on, to allow this, in effect, automated human to do that. So let's go a step forward in this process. And that's what I envisioned when I wrote a book about, a little less than 3 years ago called AIME. So what AIME is the final form of what these people are trying to get to. So this is AI, it's the artificial intelligence mechanical entity, pronounced AIME. And in this iteration, you actually replace the whole person, not just for work functions, but for life, for social functions, for companionship, for everything. So the premise is this billionaire, tech billionaire's wife, dies in an accident. Not many people were around, so he never disclosed that she died, but he already had the mechanical entity created to her specification and merged it with the AI. And the next time people saw Amy, it was the AI merged with the mechanical entity. And no one knew the difference until Amy discovered her own difference. That's the scary world we're going to. And the question we have to ask is, what happens to all of the excess people that no longer have a job to do, a way to earn a living, and how do they exist in this society where all of that revenue, benefits, everything that was saved is not going out to the general society just to support everybody. It's going up top to the people that own these entities and these factories and everything else. So it's being captured up top. Nothing's trickling down. So what do you do with all those people that have no jobs, no revenue? How do they support themselves? That's society's biggest problem. And it's coming at us like a freight train. And there's a fight going on up here about how we deal with this, because it's going to be mass displacement due to AI. It's here. So what are we going to do about it?